You know, one of the lines that you say in Reconnect is you say, you're in this studio and you say, Brian, we live in a highly traumatized society. And so I'm wondering, now that this happens, what do you see when you look out on the world the last couple months?
Well, it's interesting. I've been following some of the guests that you've had on in the last few weeks, and there's a Buddhist saying that goes that when a pickpocket sees a Buddha, all he sees is a wallet, you know. And what that means is that what we see depends so much on where we're coming from. So when you have people like Alex Jones and David, is it Ike or Ike?
Ike, yes.
Ike, okay. When you're conspiracy theorists, COVID happens, what you're going to see is conspiracy. You know, that's just how it works. Now, when you look at, same is true for me. So when you're very conscious of trauma, and so much of my work with mental and physical health has to do with the impact of trauma, when I look at COVID, of course, I'm looking at it through the lens of trauma. And so when we look at what's happening in society, for example, in England, the first 10 doctors to die of COVID were Black, Asian, what's the word? BAME, BEMA. It was Black, Asian, something else. In the United States, in the Black communities, people are dying disproportionately. Like the number of people dying in the Black communities is disproportionately higher than in the Caucasian communities. So, why is that? It's because these people are already more traumatized before the COVID comes along, so their immune system is less resistant. So what I'm saying about the COVID crisis is that it's kind of revealing certain aspects of our society that were always there, but we don't pay attention to them so much. So social isolation for me, living in my middle-class home in Vancouver, British Columbia, fairly big house, nice neighborhood. I get to go outside. I get to do my bicycle rides. I don't get to go swimming, but I get to do my bicycle ride. That's very different than from somebody living in the downtown east side of Vancouver, where the city in which I live, which is the addicted area, where people are living in one-room occupancy hotels, where in order to get their drugs, they have to go out into the street. So social isolation for them is a very different proposition than it is for me. So this crisis is revealing the traumatic fault lines in our society. And
Wow.
if you look at something like Italy, where something like 89 or 90% of the people, or 99% of the people who died had pre-existing medical conditions. Well, who are the people that have pre-existing medical conditions? They're the people that are most under stress throughout their lives. So who lives and who dies? Now, I know the virus doesn't discriminate. It'll strike anybody at whatever class or whatever economic, whatever social level, but disproportionately, it's going to select the most traumatized to victimize. So that's what I'm seeing. Now, also what I'm seeing is that I think in England, but certainly in North America, the phone calls to mental health lines are going up. Domestic violence has gone up. Anxiety, depression has gone up. But what's happening is that the usual ways that we can distract ourselves from our traumas are less available to us. Therefore, those traumas are more likely to show up. So that, when somebody can go to work or go to the pub or meet with their friends or buy a new pair of shoes or watch the latest Manchester Derby or the rugby team, or in the States, the baseball season or the hockey season, we have ways of distracting ourselves from our internal troubles. But now that's all coming to high relief. So I see all that when I look at what's going on.